Hi everyone, it's Christy and welcome to my YouTube channel. And today I'm going to just be covering some thoughts that I have for the last week because it's been really intense. I noticed a big surge of very heavy and intense energy on Facebook and social media in general. And I immediately took some proactive measures in my own life with my Facebook page and protected it as a sacred space, that I wouldn't allow that kind of heavy energy infiltrating my personal space. And I suggest that everyone start to take a look at that. So how do we weather this storm that we're on? How do we still enjoy our lives while all this chaos is going, not only in this country, just everywhere? And what can we do about it? And this really has no bearing whether you voted for him or for her. We are all in this storm together, and we can choose how we participate or pull out of it. So to make things very practical, there is a lot of collective wounding, and that means a lot of emotional eruptions. So the first thing I would invite you to take a look at is your own emotions. How angry and emotionally charged are you? Either fear, despair, depression, fury, rage, all of those emotions come back into yourself. Where are you not feeling that maybe you've worked certain things out, like a relationship or your own personal health and wellness? Whatever it is, always come back in. How reactive we are is very indicative of where we are in our emotional wellness. And when something like this is so charged and it brings major populations into a place of, like, I haven't addressed my inner work yet and it's coming up. So you're going to be triggered constantly. Being aware of that trigger is really important. And how can you go back in and say, well, I haven't really grieved, this relationship or that death, or I haven't really processed why I was fired and feel so angry. Whatever it is, go back in. Start to look at information in a different way. So whatever side of the fence you are, or whatever side of the coin you are on, start to look at the evidence or the news that comes out from top to bottom, from bottom to top, and all the way around. Don't take anything verbatim. The fake news is faking the fake news, and it's mind-boggling. And this is done on purpose because if you are confused, you will be paralyzed. You will stay stagnant and you will go quickly down that rabbit hole. So coming back to center means that you look at a piece of information and you don't just automatically assume it's truthful. You start to investigate. And before you react on that piece of information, take time. It's like when you have an email to send to somebody, or somebody emails you or messages you and they piss you off so much and you're so angry and you immediately retaliate. What is the thing that they always tell you? Take a deep breath, take a walk, and wait before you reply. It's the same here. So if you get a piece of inflammatory news that's saying that it's the end of the world and he or she did this, and you take it verbatim as solid truth without really exploring it, and you react, and you're putting your energy back into that pot that is stirring it up and keeping it very much alive. So I say top to bottom, bottom to top, all the way around, and make sure that you're very solid before you repost it. Bring me to where you put your energy is where it's going to grow. And so if you're spending most of your time on Facebook, which could be a platform for the good, to just post and post and post about all the chaos, you are inviting everyone into that chaos. And there's a difference between inspiring and educating and just posting opinions because your need to be right is bigger than the need to be present, aware, and silent with intentional posts. See, I don't post anything political, but if I find something that I feel will uplift and move people into awareness, then I'll do that. So I spend a lot of time looking at the news. I've got certain segments, certain people that I respect and I trust, and I know they're doing their due diligence of research and really looking at both sides. I'm not attached to any of it, so I can look at it very objectively. So when we are emotionally attached, we will only see the truth of what we want to see. But if somebody comes up and says, well, this piece of news doesn't coincide with yours, then if I'm emotionally attached, I will react and attack instead of going, oh my gosh, you're right. That is true. And let me take a look at that and let me be open to listening. We're not at that stage right now. We're in reactive mode. And so when you're able to step back and get off of Facebook or get off of social media for a period, if you can't handle it, if it's dragging you down, because energetically, that's what it's doing. It's sucking people. And if you don't know how to work energy, you are going to be a feeding ground for that. So take a break if you need to. Then what I really encourage is when you found something that you're very passionate about, because we can't fix the whole mess. The whole mess has been going on long before this one was in office. So it's just coming to light. So take a look at where you are in this process right now so that you can start working on yourself. And take your time before, look at what your objective is. If you think that you're going to fix the whole thing by constantly bombarding social media with every tidbit, and who knows what is fake and who knows what is real news, you lose your focus. What is your passion? Is it women's rights? Is it vaccines? Is it education? What is it that you're most passionate about? And be intentional with that passion, that political passion, and go all the way through it instead of picking a million different things. You're confusing yourself and you're confusing everybody else who's in that confusion pot of chaos. Taking a lot of deep breaths and remembering that you're going to be okay. If you can reclaim your inner power, you are going to be okay through this whole storm. So just to recap, take a look at where you're being triggered. Take a look at the energy that you're putting into social media just to be right. What is your motive? Do you want to prove somebody wrong, or do you really want to inspire them and bring them into awareness? Are you taking a look at opposing information and researching and being open to unlearn what you've learned, to not be so attached to your party or to your ideology, and expanding? Are you trigger happy and ready to just blast everyone? It's really like noise pollution. We've got social media pollution going on right now. And if you don't know how to work at energy, you're going to be sucked in. You're going to get sick. You're going to have brain fog. You're going to have things that come up in your life. And just take time so that you're more intentional with your posts. And if you're posting a lot on the things that are going on in the world and not offering any kind of joy, inspiration, love, or beauty, you're not doing any good for the rest of the universe. And so keep that balance. We need to find our balance in here. I know for me that my entire purpose is to bring women into a place of inner harmony, that balance from the ground up. I know that so many women are not grounded right now and have not been. They don't feel safe in their bodies. And that's my purpose. And so I use social media as a platform to bring those women that are feeling chaotic and stressed. So many have expressed, I'm feeling anxious and panic attacks and anxiety. I want to bring them in and bring them back in to themselves. That's my purpose. I will pick certain political platforms and I will go full in it. And I don't have to tell everybody. So, a lot of deep breaths. It's going to get bumpy. If you're interested in any of the work I do, please go to my website, christyfunk.com. I have a beautiful program called Hot and Holistic that brings women back into a grounded place, a place of empowerment in their health and well-being. And we need that when we are being shocked constantly with all of the things that are going on in the media and in the world. So with that, many blessings on your journey, and don't forget, follow my YouTube page and definitely take a look at my website and check out Hot and Holistic. I'm on Facebook and Instagram with Christy Funk. Blessings, and just come back to that center space within yourself and you will have all the answers that you need. It just takes an intention to move in that direction. Blessings.